Hello, and it's TwinTrix here, and today we are making a review on The Last Jedi.
Just before we get into spoilers, we want to say how good the movie was. Personally, I think it was amazing.
And I think it was good too. Anyway, spoiler alert.
You have 10 seconds to get off the video.
10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3,
2.
1.
Time's up. Enjoy the video.
Let's talk about the beginning of the movie on the island.
Well, Rey hands the lightsaber over to Luke, and quite comically, he chucks it behind him and makes the whole cinema laugh.
Now, some people are pretty shocked about this, but I feel like this really does show how this character has changed a lot.
Yeah, he changed from that young Jedi, which was devoted and hopeful, to an old, depressed man.
Alright, so on the island you did see many things. You saw the porgs, the old Jedi texts, even though you couldn't read them, and you saw how Luke was really not wanting to tell Rey anything.
Yeah, but eventually he does decide to train Rey.
After seeing his two friends, Chewbacca and R2, well, it did take a bit of persuading from that old hologram, which I loved seeing it again.
Yeah. So, when he decides to train Rey, she goes up onto that rock.
And another absolutely hilarious scene comes up. I mean, this movie, for some reason, it just has so many jokes in it. Would you agree, Matthew?
Yes.
Well, so basically, well, in these training scenes, we do learn that Rey doesn't really fear the dark side. Even on this island, she even goes to the dark side pit, which actually really shocked me. And I seriously thought you'd find her parents there, but it's just a mirror. Like, how shocking was that? Also on the island, we started seeing how Rey and Kylo are having visions. Now, this was very confusing to me, and I feel like it's confusing to a lot of people because, well, it's something which we haven't really seen in Star Wars. We do later find out that it was all Snoke, but it's actually very interesting to see, like, this new thing going on. Anyway, eventually Rey leaves the island after not being very happy with Luke because, well, Luke was actually lying to her, as you find out from Kylo Ren. This also shocked me because, but since when did Luke just start lying to everyone?
So, this leads on to Rey and Kylo meeting. Rey takes herself away from the ship to go and meet Kylo Ren, and they both think that they see a future in transforming each other to the other side. So, Snoke then gets to see Rey, and we learn just how powerful Snoke is. He starts whipping the lightsaber around the room, tricking her. She thinks, oh yeah, I'm grabbing the lightsaber. He whips it round, smacks it in the back of her head, and then brings it back to him. This is a clear show that Sith are way more powerful than anything we've seen in the Star Wars universe. We really get a gauge on how powerful Snoke actually is. But what I find really cool is Snoke's death. The way he just gets cut in half. And even though people are mad that Snoke gets cut in half, really, I think it was a good thing because it added shock and stuff to look forwards to, which we haven't seen yet.
Also, another thing which I found cool is I like the way they made Snoke seem so sure that he had this all covered. They made Snoke seem like, oh, I'm never gonna lose. I just love the way that everything Snoke said was used against him.
Yeah. So this leads on to Rey and Kylo Ren together having a fight against Snoke's guards.
Now,
And
this was the most crazy battle in all of Star Wars.
It was a really cool battle, my favourite battle, and it was just awesome, especially at the end when Rey passes over the lightsaber and he ignites it at the guard. Amazing.
Also, another cool thing is when they're both fighting for the lightsaber, just explodes. That really shocked me because that thing, I thought the lightsaber's gonna be a thing which is gonna be in all of Star Wars. I thought that thing was never gonna break, and they just go there and break it.
Just think about it. That is Anakin's lightsaber, then Luke's, and then Rey's, and then he just gets split in half. In fact, I'm more shocked about that lightsaber going than Snoke.
Well, maybe I'm a bit more shocked about Snoke, but you could be shocked about a little lightsaber then.
Anyway, we got much more to talk about.
Now, let's talk about what happened with the Resistance. Now, with the Resistance, Leia, it was crazy. She just flew out. I literally thought this was her done. I was actually pretty shocked that she was going to go so quick. But then it actually turns out that she didn't die. She just used the Force to get back in. Now, I absolutely love this addition because many people are complaining Leia should have the Force. Leia should have the Force. And I agree with them. She should have the Force. Now, after that, they had a new leader. Poe and the rest of the team didn't like this new leader, so we went on to this whole massive side quest. We went to this new planet where, the plan didn't go well. And also, I loved the cameo from Maz Kanata, but many people might not really like that cameo too much. Anyway, on that planet where there was a massive casino, they ended up getting locked up, but we meet a new character there who I can't remember his name.
DJ.
Alright. And he is, personally, I don't really think the character's much good. But some people love the character. Anyway, from here they end up on the Death Star, which obviously doesn't go too well for them because they don't have the actual person they need. And you get to see them have a fight with Captain Phasma. Now, this fight was pretty cool. Personally, I wouldn't say it's the best fight ever, but it was alright. It's just that I feel like Captain Phasma weren't a really big, scary, bad person to me. Just seemed like, they're a character in this movie.
Well, one thing I did like about that fight was the way Finn, he gets knocked down and he comes up and he's like...
That reminded me of Back to the Future, actually.
Well, he comes up and he's like, bet you didn't see that coming.
Anyway, now I'm going to talk about the appearance of Yoda. This really shocked me because I know there was a bunch of speculation. Yoda's going to turn up. Yoda's going to turn up. Yoda's going to turn up.
Yoda's going to turn up.
But I never expected him to actually turn up. So that was a welcome surprise. And Yoda made him shocking, burning down the tree. But at the end of the movie, in case you didn't notice, Rey had actually stolen the books.
Thief!
Anyway, on to the end of the movie where you get to, I could call it the final battle. This was amazing. All of the main characters, in the ships, coming towards the First Order. Then, of course, Rey and Chewbacca coming with the Millennium Falcon. It was perfect. Also, what I loved it was Luke. Luke coming in, facing the whole First Order, was crazy. And I just loved the joke where they shot every bullet at him. That was amazing.
Do you think you got him?
Anyway, I actually loved the reveal that it was a false hologram. And I also thought it was pretty nice and fitting that he did drift off and die at the end. Now, there's arguments on how he died. I think he died just peacefully because he had done the right thing.
And I think that he died voluntary. I think that when you disappear, it's a voluntary death. But that's always up to opinion on why people fade away.
Anyway, that's where the movie ended. And quickly, I just want to say, everyone was making a fuss out of Snoke and the Porgs. And look what happened. Snoke died, and the Porgs, well, nothing really happened with the Porgs. So that just goes to show that everything you expect will happen.
So I really do think that this film was good, and I actually think it showed justice to Carrie Fisher, who died earlier on this year. And even though she will not appear in the next movie, I feel this is a good way to present her as an actress. Now, I do find it shocking that they didn't kill Leia in this movie for only one reason, because they can't really put her at the forefront of the next movie. They can only really use old footage, which is sad. Also, another annoying thing is that she was supposed to be one of the focuses of the next movie, because Han was at the forefront of the first movie, Luke was at the forefront of the second, and Leia was going to have her turn in the third. But that won't happen anymore, so we're going to see a very different third film than originally intended. Remember, this is the channel you're looking for, because we have the spark which will light the fire, which will light the spark of the fire, which will burn the First Order down.
When did Star Wars become Shakespeare?